Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to one more session with TradeBox. In this session, we'll discuss on the current market trends, how the market is going to behave in the short term and medium term, and most important, while the market is going up, how should be your investment planning, how should be your asset allocation. Okay, so this is how we proceed. First part, we'll discuss Nifty, Sensex, Nifty, and Bank Nifty, what kind of movements that we can see in the upcoming days. Second part, we'll discuss the impact of Fed cuts in the market, historically, the past historic movements of Fed cuts and their impact in Indian stock exchanges. Third we'll discuss most important sector rotation. Where should retail investors invest right now? Which sectors are the best ones currently? And right now, the sectors which were there in 2023, which done wonderfully well, how would it stay? Okay, and the last part will be asset allocation, where we discuss what should be your asset allocation in equity, debt, and okay, just to summarize, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to one more session with TradeBox. Over here, we'll discuss on market trends, how the market is going to behave in the next few coming months, and the asset allocation and the investment planning techniques that one should have. Okay. Most important, the parts I will discuss it again since there was some lag. First part, we'll discuss the movement in Sensex, Nifty, and Bank Nifty. What is the trend showing and how it will perform in the coming few days and months. Second part is impact of Fed rates, Fed cut rates into our stock exchanges. What are past historic and how the trends then and how it's going to be this time. Third part is most important sector rotation, which sectors to invest, कौन से sectors में आपको invest करना पड़ेगा. ये ज़रूरी नहीं है 2023-22 में जो sector चले हैं इस साल भी वो sector चलें. And lot of doubts are there. And the fourth part is asset allocation and investment plan. और आपका asset allocation कैसा होना चाहिए. I have give a lot of sessions to my young clients who are still holding 80%, 90% in equity over the entire asset allocation. Now it is a good time where we should do some asset rebalancing. Okay, so this is how we proceed in this 30 minutes and 45 minutes of our session. So, okay, now the first part, how the Nifty, Sensex, and Bank Nifty will be performing in the coming few days, weeks, and coming months. If I talk about Sensex, Nifty and Bank Nifty, all are in positive trend. Mid cap is showing some weaknesses where we need to be cautious on. Sensex, I would say it's very much in a positive trend. If someone is holding long positions, continue holding. Keep a stop loss somewhere around 83,100. Okay, a strong support I see somewhere around 83,590. And resistance, what I'm seeing is currently around 85,000. So I'm not talking too much on Sensex. I will discuss more on Nifty part. Okay, because this is where the game is being played mainly in large cap field. So Nifty, I would say it's very much in a positive trend. Keep holding your long positions. The stop loss, I would say somewhere around 25,500 is the support zone. If it breaks 25,500, which is very unlikely, then the next drop we could see could be around 25,000. Okay. What the monthly options data is clearly suggesting that Nifty could face some resistance at 27,000 in the medium term. Okay. So medium term, I am saying maybe in the next 2 to 3 months. But in the coming weeks, I would say the short term level to watch is around 26,000. As I've said, the immediate support looks at around 25,500. And the crucial support zone I would say is 25,000. Okay, if it goes below that, then we are in a correction or a 10% correction or a 15% correction phase. Then if you look at Nifty, it's following a channel, and in Friday it has broken the channel resistance and it has given a run up of around 375 points. So Nifty is clearly showing higher high, higher lows formation, and I see this formation will be continuing. My only fear is that right now Nifty is around 25,800. The psychological mark in Nifty is around 26,000. Okay, I would see some consolidations happening in the coming week in this particular phase, which is around 25,600 to 25,900. Okay, we might see some we might see 26,000 hitting in the coming week, but the trading zone will be more or less between 25,600 to 25,900. Okay, and if you also next upside that we can expect with respect to Fibonacci and all, clearly looking that the next level that we can look at is around 26,250. So what is happening in Nifty? People said market बढ़ रहा है ऊपर, market बढ़ रहा है ऊपर, हमें cautious होना है. देखो, I would say all-time highs are natural phenomena in Indian stock market or be it US market. Okay, it's a natural growing process. Okay, all-time highs will always come. Okay, that does not mean that you should stop your investment. Okay, so keep a close watch on Nifty. And also I see there is optimism in stock market. Everyone is investing. Your domestic institutional investors are investing because all the retail investors are putting around 25,000 of monthly SIPs every month. There is a lot of FOMO happening in the economy as well. While reading papers, iPhone sales, iPhone 16 sales, which has been launched 2 days back, those are getting sold in Blinkit. So there's lot of optimism over there. Someone told me that Diljit Dosanjh concert, which was priced at 12,999 to 30,000, got sold out in 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so definitely there's a lot of FOMO, there's optimism, there's liquidity in the market, and I feel that retail investors would keep on pumping money. FIIs, while for the last 12 months data showed that they were big sellers, I see FIIs coming in big lots, and they will be investing too much in large cap stocks. Okay, and somewhere I have told my clients that you need to be cautious on the small cap and mid cap front. Okay, I will discuss later on about the small cap and the mid cap pace. So Nifty, I think it's just like if you are a retail investor, travel with the trend, do not chase the trend. Okay, निफ्टी जैसे ले जा रहा है उसको फॉलो करते रहिए, उसको चेज करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Coming week I see lot of consolidation, as I've said, from 25,600 to 800. Okay, RSI अभी भी 75 लेवल में है, स्लाइटली ओवरबॉट जोन है. ओके, और अगर हम देखेंगे 20 वीक EMA से हम 1700 पॉइंट ऊपर है, और 50 वीक EMA मूविंग एवरेज से भी हम 3,500 पॉइंट ऊपर है. तो ऐसे सब पॉइंट्स में आई वुड से जस्ट ट्रैवल विद द ट्रेंड इन निफ्टी. जस्ट टू समराइज, निफ्टी में मेरे को दिख रहा है 25,500 एज ए इमीडिएट सपोर्ट. अगर ये टूटा तो 25,200 300 होएगा. अगर ये भी टूटा तो आई सी 25,100 or 25,000. Over there we need to be a bit more cautious. Nifty में resistance I see somewhere around 25,950. If it surpasses the psychological mark of 26,000, then the next hurdle resistance will be around the 26,150 levels, and then 26,380 levels. More or less I would say Nifty looks very positive, and the kind of shows that Nifty is showing for the last 1 week, it's quite promising. And ये promising इसलिए लग रहा है क्योंकि बैंक निफ्टी निफ्टी को ऊपर ले जा रहा है. बैंक निफ्टी is clearly in a very positive trend. If you're holding long positions, continue holding long position with a stop loss of around 53,300, 400. 53,800 हमने वो all time high break किया था. We had reached the 54,000 mark and then we came to 53,800. Strong support I see around 53,400. अगर ये break होता है तो key support zone will be 53,000. Okay, but if I say in the resistance, the crucial resistance we can see somewhere around the level of 54,500 to 54,700 for Nifty. That will be crucial resistance areas for the bulls mainly. While the bears will be watching that level of 53,000 very carefully, because if 53,000 टूटता है तो then we can see a bit of a correction of around 5% or 10% coming in Bank Nifty. Okay, so just be cautious on this 53 levels mark, and if the Bank Nifty falls below 53,000, then uptrend would become very vulnerable. Okay, so that's on the Bank Nifty side. Okay, now the second part I'm going to discuss is the how the Fed cuts have impacted market in prehistoric. How is it happening? Okay, in the Fed rate cuts, seen is market performance 6 months to 1 year has been a bit less impressive. अगर हम शॉर्ट टर्म में देखेंगे 3 months में, post 3 months strategy, post 3 months after the rate cut, historically if we see go back to 2019 or 2007 and all, the first 3 months there is a good positive trend. Okay, problem somewhere happens in the 6 months to 1 year area where the rate, where the sluggishness happens, where the growth is merely in single digits. Okay, maybe sub 3% rate. While if we are looking at a 1 year or a 3 year performance, especially from a 3 year performance, I say we can look somewhere around 25%. Okay, in 2019 we saw somewhere around 55% jump in a 3 year annualized returns. Okay, so somewhere in the short term at a 3 month it looks very positive, but just be cautious in the 6 months to 1 year zone where there can be some sluggishness, but the long term view is very much intact. In the long run, I would say the direction of Indian stock market, which will largely depend on lot of global market conditions. Okay, agar it will surely replicate whatever things are happening in US. अब यूएस में इलेक्शंस आने वाले हैं, ट्रम्प आता है या कमला हैरिस आता है, that would have a impact in the market. If Trump comes, then you can see the market performing, US equity market performing a better. That will have its repercussions in India as well. Okay, the short-term benefits are there. Stronger rupee and potential capital flows while interest rate cut हुए US में, you will see some FIIs flowing into Indian market. And historically, we have seen that FIIs will first invest in large caps and then they will move into small or mid caps. Okay, so this is the point on impact of rate cut and the stock movement. So overall looks positive to me, rate cut, and rate cut impacts will be seen in a lot of sectors especially. Okay, and one of my favorite sector is banking sector. Okay, and I have been telling my clients for the last 4-5 months that after US Fed cut happens, you will see some good movements happening in a lot of the private banks. Okay, especially HDFC, Kotak and ICICI banks. Really some good movements happening there. Also, if right now, if you see the price to book value of private banks is somewhere around 2.7, while PSU bank price to book value is somewhere around 1.7. If the PSU banks also join the rally with private banks, then you will be seeing a good momentum, and maybe 55,000 or 60,000 in bank nifty is very much possible. Okay, so banking sector is somewhere lot of big CIOs of mutual fund company like S. Narayan, who is categorically saying that banking sector is one sector where there is no greed. Okay, it's at very reasonable valuations. You can buy it right now and keep it for long term. Okay, so that's on the Fed rate cut and the sectors to watch. Okay, so third part, I will mainly discuss on the sector rotation part. Okay, so अभी normally क्या हो रहा है 2020 से 22 तक we saw a lot of movement happening in IT sector. उसके बाद क्या हुआ 2022 और 23 में because of low orders coming in IT companies, IT stocks were at really on the sluggish trend. Okay, 2022-23 में we have seen a lot of movement happening in public sector undertaking, railway stocks, defense stocks moving, lot of infra companies also moving up. Most of the mid cap and small cap companies, okay, also moved up greatly. Like mid cap and small cap moved up by greater than 50% in 22 last 1 or 2 years, while the average annualized return is roughly more than 25 to 30%. Okay, so one point I'm trying to see here is sector rotation. The money will be rotating here. Okay, 2023 में अगर PSUs थे या mid cap और small caps थे, what I'm feeling right now and what the trends are showing here is this is a year for the large caps, especially some of the sectors that I'm watching out is banking, FMCG, IT sector, and a small part of infra companies which have a good book orders. Okay, so sector rotation में I would say there will be money which is invested in stocks of 2023 which will be right now profit booked and will be put in most of the large caps. Okay, so most industries and the companies that were dominating in 22-23 will be most expected will be languishing at this current trend, because एक बात देखनी चाहिए कि अगर जो निफ्टी 500 कंपनीज में या टॉप 1000 कंपनीज में most of the companies P's are above 45 to 50. Okay, that means इनकी earning yield is double. Okay, which is a sign of being cautious right now, or it's a sign where retail investors need to be cautious and invest in sectors which are right now at a value zone. Value zone का मतलब है that they are trading below their intrinsic value, where they are trading at their demand zone. उसको पिकअप करें, और बैंकिंग सेक्टर उसी जोन में अभी फॉल कर रहा है, वो डिमांड जोन में. लास्ट वीक में काफी सर्ज आया है बैंकिंग सेक्टर में, इन विच वी विल सी इन द नेक्स्ट फ्यू कमिंग वीक्स एज वेल. ओके, सेक्टर रोटेशन की अगर बात करें तो आई थिंक देयर आर 4 मेजर एरियाज. वन इज मार्केट बॉटम, बुल मार्केट, मार्केट टॉप और बेयर मार्केट. लोग मेरे से काफी पूछते हैं कि रॉबिन्स ये क्या हम मार्केट टॉप में बैठे हैं? आई वुड से हम मार्केट टॉप में अभी तक नहीं बैठे हैं. हम वी आर नॉर्मली सिटिंग एट द बुल मार्केट राइट नाउ. ओके, and this bull market rally will be happening. The next psychological support, if 26,000 is broken, we can see 27,000 coming in the next 1 or 2 months, or maybe a quarter. Next 3 months में 27,000 is more or less looks happening with the current trends. But that totally depends on how the global market conditions are there. Okay, if there's some jigsaw puzzle or some problems that come in US elections, or some Middle East crisis happening deeply, that will put pressure into Indian stock market. Okay, so I would say it's prudent and it's effective that we as retail investors should also rotate our stocks and sectors and stay comfortably invested in the ones which are strong and improving their relative strength. Okay. सेक्टर्स टू वॉच आउट, एस नरेन जो सीआईओ है आईसीआईसीआई ने, उन्होंने कल परसों एक अच्छा सा इंटरव्यू दिया है, आप देख सकते हैं यूट्यूब में, where he categorically said that right now it's a time to catch up on the growth companies. जो वैल्यू कंपनीज था उनका टाइम था 20 to 23, वो टाइम अभी ग्रोथ कंपनीज को देना चाहिए, विच आर मोर सस्टेनेबल, विच आर मोर रेवेन्यू जनरेटिंग. Okay, so that's on the sector part. In the sector part, I will also study and put focus more on one commodity, which is gold. Historically, what we have seen that gold has a strong correlation with US Fed rate cuts. जब भी US Fed rate cut होता है, we have seen gold price movements going up. Okay. So there was this wonderful research done by DSP where they had shown the graph of gold rate prices and the US Fed rate cut, which shows a clear correlation that whenever there's a US Fed rate cut, gold continues to shine. And we as financial advisors, I want to tell everyone that always have 10 to 15% of allocation in gold. Okay. अब sovereign gold bond तो as RBI will not be issuing it because they were facing losses by issuing sovereign gold bond. I continuously tell my clients to invest in gold bees ETF, and if there is a correction in silver bees, you can try your bet in silver bees also. But इनमें से कौन सा preferred है, I would say stick to gold. Okay. Okay, so right now there are a lot of clients who come and tell me, Robin, मेरे को अभी invest करना है, lump sum invest करना है. I have been categorically in telling them that lump sum investment at all-time highs, please avoid. If you want to invest lump sum, आप अभी 20% डाल दीजिए. Okay, the remaining rupees, the remaining पैसा और जो भी है lots, आप इसको stagger करिए at least over a period of 6 to 9 months. Okay. And a lot of clients ask me where to bet on. Okay. I have categorically told that stick on to and focus on more on defensive stocks, which are, I would say, less susceptible to market volatility. Okay. And what I am expecting, growth stocks to pick up momentum in this quarter, especially after the Fed rate cut. And just mentioning on the sectors to watch out, I am particularly gung-ho about banking sector right now. You can start purchasing, you should have started purchasing HDFC Bank and Kotak Bank when a month or 2 months back. In banking sector, my personal bet is HDFC, Kotak, ICICI. Okay, in mid-cap banking, I would say my personal favorite is City Union Bank, Federal Bank, IDFC First Bank. These are favorites in the mid-cap banking sector. FMCG, I had told my clients to start putting money in FMCG, which is like HUL and around 2500. So start putting money in HUL. I see it going to a 3500 levels as well. HUL is also at a very good zone. If you have lump sum to invest, you can start buying Nestle stocks. Tata Consumer Product is also at a good zone around 1100, 1200, which you can start buying at this current level. Okay, so that was on the FMCG part. Okay, so right now, just a minute. Okay, so what I'm trying to say over here, in the last few months, Indian equity markets have rallied and they have rallied nice. A lot of people come and are asking the same question that Indian equity markets have rallied, they have reached all-time high and all. And what is the potential? ये all-time high है तो हमें क्या अभी भी invest करना चाहिए? My only one point is all-time high are normal, and this is a natural part of long-term investing. Without all-time high, markets cannot grow and generate returns. Okay, just give me a second. Okay. इस ऑल टाइम हाई की अगर हम बात करें तो एक इंटरेस्टिंग पॉइंट ये है कि अगर निफ्टी 50 को देखा जाए तो निफ्टी 50 फ्रॉम 2008 से 2010 हैज हिट इट्स ऑल टाइम हाई. जस्ट अ मिनट. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so in the last over here, what I'm trying to discuss is on the all-time high phase. A lot of clients come and tell me, Robin, अभी all-time high हमें invest करना चाहिए and all. I normally say all-time high is a part of the phase of the market. You should continue invest even if it's an all-time high, because all-time high will tend to break out. Equity markets tend to break out. They rally sharply, and after some repeated patterns of all-time highs followed by fall and all, it has a pattern to continue reaching higher all-time highs. अगर हम इसका एग्जाम्पल देखें तो निफ्टी 50 की भी बात करें, निफ्टी 50 in the year 2008 to 10, it touched all-time high levels which was around 6000 level. दो टाइम हिट किया तो उसने Jan 2008 and November 2010. उसके बाद निफ्टी ड्रॉप हुआ and again in 2014 market hit all-time high levels. Okay, ये पैटर्न है 2008 और 10 का. हम लोग सोचते हैं कि निफ्टी ऑल टाइम हाई लेवल है 6000 में, और उसके बाद 2008 to 10 में थोड़ा ड्रॉप हुआ था. उसके बाद 2014 में इट वेंट अप, इट क्रिएटेड ऑल टाइम हाई लेवल्स. एक और पॉइंट है कि निफ्टी 50 को अगर देखें 2018 से 22, it was trending at the levels of 12,000. ओके, निफ्टी गिरा भी काफी, 3 बार 10% गिरा, 15% गिरा, कभी कभी 20% भी गिरा बिकॉज ऑफ कोविड. देन इट gave a surprise. Nifty went up by whopping 50% and it reached all-time high. The same part I would say in 2021, 2022, Nifty was trending around 18,000 levels. Okay, at 18,000 levels, it touched its high time peak of 18,000 level 4 times, and it fell 10%, 15%. It dropped, but in June 23, which was last year, it went up by 29% and hit an all-time high. So मेरा कहने का मतलब है ऑल टाइम हाई आता रहेगा, पर ऑल टाइम हाई का मतलब नहीं है कि आप इन्वेस्टमेंट करना बंद कर दें. ऑल टाइम हाई आए तो आपको उसको आप 3 पर्सपेक्टिव से देखिए. वन इज अ मार्केट एक्सपेंसिव वैल्यूएशंस है क्या? ओके, वो है, अभी लग रहे हैं स्मॉल कैप एंड मिड कैप और ओवर हीटेड. सेकेंड पॉइंट इज अर्निंग साइकिल्स, कॉर्पोरेट अर्निंग्स कैसी हो रही हैं. I feel that corporate earnings are good and they will continue. And with this with this interest rate cut, you can see a good phenomena happening in corporate earnings. How are the sentiments? There are some signs of optimism, but I don't see any signs of euphoria. Okay, there is not so much euphoria in the market. That what we see as euphoria is domestic institutional investors investing money. Retailers, investors are putting 20-25,000 crore of SIP every month. So the signs are very positive. All-time highs are meant to be broken and they will continue to be broken. Okay. So this is more on the sector rotation part and all-time highs. how to invest and all. And the last part I would say is on asset allocation part. I would always try and tell my clients that equity, debt or gold में, if you are a young investor, put around 70%, 20% and 10%. Okay. Lot of young investors I've seen, उनका जो equity exposure 70% से 80% हो गया है. Then they ask me, Robin, मैं ये आपकी ये equity बेच दूं? At this point I normally tell them, equity बेचने की जरूरत नहीं है. आप ऐसा काम करिए कि आप अपना debt allocation को बढ़ाइए. एंड एलोकेशन, डेट एलोकेशन को ऐसे बढ़ाइए कि आफ्टर फ्यू मंथ्स this ratio will become to around 70%. Okay, so it's a very important topic that asset allocation has to be done. A lot of my HNI clients have started doing it. Asset rebalancing is the talk of the town right now. If you're seeing some profit booking in mid cap and small cap stocks, it's good, take a bit and start putting it in large cap stocks. Okay, so this is the entire discussion where we discussed how the Nifty is going to behave, especially Nifty, and the sector rotation, which sectors to invest, and what is the impact of US Fed rate cut, and lastly what should be the asset allocation for everyone. Equity, debt and gold को, if you are a young investor, keep 70 20 10. If you are in the age group of 35 to 45, I would say make it around 60 30 and 10. Okay, and no need for panic booking, no need for panic. Don't start profit booking just if you see a 10 or 15% correction, because that's the way how the market behaves. Okay, that's market. Equity markets are not linear. Okay, they are always non-linear. They are always non-linear. There will be correction of 10 to 15% and then it will go up. So that's it from my side. Thank you for joining. It was a 32 minutes of session of how the market performance and what should be the sectors to invest and how should you invest and what should be the asset allocation. Okay, we'll meet next time. Okay, thank you, and thank you for watching this session in Instagram.